Hey, how are you? My name is Pinky Ghelani. You are watching Pinky TV. This is What Women Want, and we are on season 3 of What Women Want. The theme is Unlearn. These conversations are brought to you by SBM Bank. And if you are watching on Facebook, make sure you leave a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Also, tag a friend, because this conversation will be pretty powerful. If you are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you are amongst the first to catch conversations like this. I love my job. I love where I sit because the amount of people that I speak to are always open, honest, and extremely encouraging and empowering. Today we are joined by Elizabeth Maina, and she's going to tell us more about who she is and what she does.
All right. My name is Elizabeth Maina, also known as Liz Kamika, because I'm an artist. I'm a banker. I actually work with SBM Bank. So I actually bank with
them. A bit biased here.
Yes. Yeah, and that's me. And I'm married. Yeah.
Okay. So when you say you're an artist, tell us more about what an artist is, because when I think of an artist, I think of somebody who draws or who paints.
So I believe an artist is someone who will look at something and wants to make it better. Okay. You don't leave it as is.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just a creative mind, an innovative mind. That's it.
So your expression, your form of expression is?
Writing.
Writing?
Yes, and singing. Yeah, that's it.
I'm so excited. We're going to get into that. Yeah. Elizabeth, okay, do you prefer to be called Liz or Elizabeth?
I like Liz. Elizabeth sounds old.
Very formal?
Yeah, like
old.
Formal.
There's nothing wrong with getting old.
Yeah, Liz is more vibrant.
Old is gold.
Old
you know,
is
that's
gold.
What they say. I'm very defensive about that at the moment.
Right.
Okay, so Liz, tell us a little bit about your upbringing, where you grew up, you know, brothers, sisters, your mom and dad. Talk to us about all of that.
All right. I grew up in a town called Embu. Embu is like 2 hours away from Nairobi.
Yeah.
And it's a small town and there are very few Embians, so I'm a proud Embian.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad is Kikuyu, but my mom is Embu, but I'm a proud Embian.
Yeah.
Well, I have 2 siblings, a sister and a brother. And one thing I'd like to point out is me and my sister really didn't have a good relationship while growing up. It was very tough because I had no one to look up to because, you see, your mom really doesn't understand some things because she's way older. So when you have a sibling who can listen to you, it's good to have a sibling who you're really tight. Okay. So what happened is me and my brother got way tighter, and me and my sister, there has been a lot of issues between me and her, and I don't know the exact issue.
So this started off when you were very young?
Very young.
How old? Okay, what's the age difference between you and
10.
10 years?
Yes, 10 years.
That is already a big gap.
A big gap, yeah. So, well, it really hurts me because when I see other people talking about how they've been close with their sisters since they were young, saying my sister is my best friend, she knows things. For me, I'm actually learning my sister now because we are so intentional about it. Yeah, so we are trying to like really rekindle our relationship. Yeah, because it's not a very good space to be in. Yeah, but otherwise my mom and dad, we're fine. They've been very supportive, great people.
So what if you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
Right now I'm 28, but I'll be making 29. My birthday is on Saturday.
Yay! Yeah. Okay, party,
Yay.
party.
Yes.
So can I assume for 28 years, that's right, you didn't like your sister? You didn't speak to her?
I started speaking to her, I think in 2018.
2 years ago.
Just before my marriage, yes. Just before my wedding.
And so was it something that you'd avoid her when you'd see her, or was there a fight that you had? Because a 10-year age gap is big. Yeah. So of course she's doing different things than you are doing. Yeah. But what happens for you to actually say there was a rift or we didn't get along?
Because since I was young, I remember when I was in primary school, we used to go, I don't know, I just can't remember having her in my life.
Okay.
Went to high school, you know, we can't stay in one space for too long. Maybe
together.
Just one day, then tomorrow, that's it. So I think there's a fight that really that happened in 2009. I really remember it very well. Yeah, it was it was very minor. It was just because of the first child and something to do with the diapers. I can't remember.
Her child.
Her child,
Yeah.
her first child. So I used to look after the first child when maybe she didn't have a DM.
Yes.
You know. So I really loved her from the word go, but I didn't feel that love. I know she doesn't know this because I've never really had a conversation with her. So I hope she really watches this so that she understands how I feel and how I felt.
Okay.
Yes. So I really felt like I was rejected constantly. And the person I'd cry to was my mom. All the time I used to ask her, like, why doesn't she love me? Like, what did I do wrong? You know, like, what's, I don't know. So I need her in my life. But whenever I try to get close to her, I don't know, maybe she was dealing with her things. But after a while, I think it was her child's birthday, then my mom asked me, like, Liz, please go. You need to reconcile. So I remember I showered. I couldn't believe I was dressing up to go for her child's birthday. So when I walked in, she hugged me. I didn't even expect that because we hadn't talked in like forever. So she came through for me when I was getting married, and yeah, she did a video for me saying she loves me. So yeah, that really warmed up my heart, and we've been very intentional about making that relationship work. Yeah.
You don't think it was to do with the age?
I really don't think so. I just
But you
feel
don't
like
know
we're
what?
different. I just think we're different, and I really lean towards I don't know why she didn't like me, because me, I've always loved her. Like,
But did she ever say to you, I don't like you?
no, but
So you assumed?
well, her actions speak louder than words. You know, they're very petty things.
But you've also now gone through the ages and stages of life, right? Where you're a teenager and you're a bit of a rebel and you don't care.
Yeah.
Or, you know, being in your early 20s where
Yeah.
you think you know everything. So do you now sort of empathize or relate to maybe what she was going through?
I think I do.
Yeah?
I think I do.
Although
do
I
understand.
don't know if that's what it was, but, you know, we do go through
Yeah.
different, and a 10-year gap between siblings is huge.
It's huge.
You're doing completely different things. She's
Yeah.
20, you're 10.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so, you know, at 20 and 10, you guys are doing different things. So
Yeah.
now she's 38
Yes.
and you're 28.
Yes.
Wow.
So yeah, I expected, like, you know, when you're young, your sister should be there to, you know, to be there for you, tell you, hey, what's up? You can, I don't know. I just needed her in my life. I just felt like she was so distant.
What is your friend circle like?
Well, it's been reducing since campus. The older I get, the more they drop.
Okay.
Yeah, I've really struggled with friendship.
Tell me
'Cause,
how.
Many times, like when someone becomes your friend, maybe it's because they want something, and then when they get it, then they're out.
Wow.
So I've really struggled with betrayal, with so much, you know. Like recently, I've had a fallout, like with a person I really termed as a close friend.
Okay.
Because she wasn't really there for me when I needed her, and it was excuse after excuse after excuse. I just had to let go. So it's really been tough. So, and now that my sister is back, I'm really happy because at least I have someone to talk to.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So the circle of friends is smaller.
Yes,
it's
it's
much
very-
smaller.
Yeah, about 4 friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
I
not a
believe
bad
those are
thing.
enough. Yeah,
They
those are
say
enough.
you should be able to count your friends on
Yes.
one hand
Yes.
anyway. So
Yes.
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
So
I'm
you've got your
happy.
4 friends and your sister.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's really good. So tell us about, you know, the fact that you're married and that we were talking about this off camera, there's a stigma around, okay, so you're married now, but where is the baby?
Yes, yes. Where is
What
the
have you
baby?
been going through?
Well, it's been a journey because when you get married, the society really wants.
First of all, they want you to get married.
They
It's
want you
like,
to
get married, get married,
Yeah,
get
it's
married,
time.
get married.
It's time. How old are you? Yeah, it's time. It's
Yeah.
time. You know. So there's so many things that surround a wedding. You know, when you just go for the ceremony, just know there's pressure coming.
Mhm.
Because first of all, there's pressure for you to get a good man. not just a good man who has money, who's good looking. You know, there's a way society has really
tick all the boxes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I got married, I didn't even think about kids then.
Yes.
It's not something like we really had spoken about, because both of us decided to give ourselves time,
okay,
so that we see how that works out. Plus, you know, a wedding is expensive.
Yes.
So once you've gotten married, you need time so that you're able now to cater for the child when she comes or he comes.
Yeah.
So I expected, of course, definitely after the year, then something is going to happen.
Yeah.
So the second year, you know, the third year, we're here. Like, we just celebrated our third anniversary.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
So, well, we've really been answering this question, where's the baby? Where's the baby? Where's the baby? You know, I just feel like the society really has unrealistic expectations of how a wedding should be, of how a marriage should be. I really feel bad when someone asks me that, because they don't know what you're going through.
Yeah.
So I really had a lot of health issues the last year and beginning of this year. I don't even believe I'm the one who's standing here, because I've gone through a couple of surgeries. And yeah, and I'm here standing. I don't know. I don't know how I made it here. So it's been tough. So answering that question, where's the baby? Where is the baby? I don't know. I wish the society knew like how insensitive some questions are.
And are you able to tell society to please mind your own business?
No, I just smile. I'm like, God's time, you know.
What
God's
advice would you give to people who see a woman who's newly married and they want to ask? Because I think also a lot of the times it's lack of conversation. But what advice would you give to people who are asking you, where is the baby?
Well, I should just, they should understand that not everything is automatic. First of all, pregnancy is not automatic. Things like health, it's not automatic. As in how you just wake up one day and just go to work, it's not automatic. Yeah, you just, it's a, I don't know, let me call it favor. It's a gift you've been given, gift of health, gift of life. It's very insensitive to ask someone, you're 30, you're not married. Maybe this person is struggling with fistula, you don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they just have an issue that none of their relationships ever work. So everybody, you might find someone at a breaking point. You don't know what they were like last night.
Yeah.
So when you ask them, like, why are you not married now? Why don't you have a baby? You don't know what they're going through at the moment. So you might be asking someone this kind of question and they're at their breaking point. So think about how that person will be tomorrow, you know, or the next minute. Will this person be able to function? So I just want them never to ask such questions. It's very insensitive.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot to make society sensitive.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know if you're going to do that job, because I'm definitely not.
Oh, yeah.
So this probably led you into your artistry, which is the gift of music and songwriting.
Yes.
Your challenges that you faced in the last 2 years. Tell us about your journey into music, and especially gospel music.
All right. So I've been very passionate about God since I was very young, because I'm from a very staunch Christian background. And singing, I've done it for a very long time, but I just felt the calling that it's time. So I want to use my music to inspire people who are feeling low, people who are like me, who've gone through things like me, you know. So I began to write my music long time ago, but of course I had to wait for finances to fall into place so that you're able to produce, because music is very expensive. So I had to sit down, gather my thoughts, gather courage, because I knew these questions will come, because I don't know when things will happen for me as I wish them to. So I first wrote my first song. It's called Unanipenda. So I had to acknowledge that actually God loves you. That's the hardest part about being a Christian, that whatever storm you're going through, it doesn't change who God is. At the end of the day, He's still God. So whatever you go through, He remains God and He's unchanging. So that song was for me, and to encourage anybody else who might be going through a very tough moment. You know, we all go through different things. What makes you low is not necessarily what makes me low. So yeah, and just to encourage people that His promises are true. Yeah, so that's what inspires me to write, and that's how I pray. Yes, because that's how I worship. When I worship, then it just fills my spirit. That's the only thing that gives me joy now, and it can make me smile.
So what would you say to somebody who says there is no God?
The fact that they're saying there's no God, it's just ridiculous, because, you know, but the fact that they can't just, you're not there by science. I mean, and God created science. So I think it's just, it's funny. I don't understand how you can say there's no God. Just give him a chance, and then now when you feel him, he'll fill you in. Like, just say, Lord, I need to feel you. I don't believe you're there. He can show himself to you. That's what I believe.
That's what you believe.
That's what I believe.
So, you know, I mean, like in a world where we live, where we're supposed to respect everybody and their beliefs, their journeys, etc., there are a lot of atheists.
Yes.
Who are like, nope, nope, nope.
Yeah,
You can sing, you know, you can sing worship as much as you want, but for me, no.
Yeah.
What's your response to that?
You know, I think God was very intentional about writing the Bible. There's a verse that says, do not argue about religion, it's very foolish. So he knew. So I don't like to really talk about religion. So long as you believe in a supreme being called God, that's it. But yeah, so long as, about atheists, I honestly don't know what to tell them, because I find them very ridiculous.
Okay.
I do.
Really?
I honestly do.
Okay.
Because there's no way you can say there's no God.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
You know, just to continue this conversation, because it's a debate. Let me engage you in a little bit of a debate, and not to say that I'm disagreeing with you or this is my view.
Yes.
It's just I'd like to know, because you know you sing gospel music, you are a staunch Christian, and you know there's a lot of like I said, there are people who question God. Or the existence of God. So why would a little girl, you know, who's homeless, have cancer, and maybe a growth on her left arm, and her mother just have died? Then where is God?
Yeah, I understand.
What do you say to someone? You know, because there are these questions.
Yeah.
People are like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you say there?
You know, you can't ask God why. You can't question God. You know, he is who he is. He does what he likes when he likes. So he chooses to inflict you with that. Or maybe you were born disabled, or things are just not working out for you. Probably as life unfolds, you'll understand. Probably when you're grown, or maybe when you reach a point, he'll maybe reveal why everything is working as they are. You know, so some things they just left to God. That's who he is. You know, I actually make this joke that when I go to heaven, I'll ask him like, what were you thinking when you're doing this to this person? You know, like, yeah. So every time I see a disabled person, I'm like, hey, thank God, like, thank you. You gave me full limbs, you know, you gave me hands, you gave me legs. You know, I didn't ask this. I didn't ask for this. So I honestly don't ask God questions. I've taught myself that.
You just accept.
I just accept.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
As they say.
As
we say in
as we say it. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah.
Wow, okay. So let's talk about how you're juggling, you know, this musical career, and you're launching yourself on YouTube, but you're still a banker. And you still need to show up in meetings where somebody's probably just watched you, you know, doing a bit of, I was watching you doing the guara guara. How do you balance that?
Well, I thank God because he led me right to the right people. I actually produce my music with Dreamland Music. So my producer is called Dr. Eddie, an award-winning producer. So I have an able manager. So when I'm here, he's busy selling my music. So I don't have to do all that media selling and all that, because that's what he does for me. So it lets me be able to work from 8 to 5. So if it's recording, I do it over the weekends. If it's the writing, I do it over the weekends. If it's shooting, I do it over the weekends. Yeah. Okay. That's how I juggle. And you know, my bank is amazing, amazing, amazing. When they say they hire talent, the best talent in the country, they mean it, because I have seen them support talent. Like last year, we had something called SBM Got Talent, and that really touched my heart. Like, you know, they really don't. So long as you do your job, then they will support you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really, I loved it. I loved what they did for me. So I scooped first runners up for the music. Yeah,
look
they
at
gave
you.
me, they gave me a gift voucher. I went to Movenpick, had dinner.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, SBM is a pretty awesome bank. That's what I'd say.
Really?
If you're not banking with SBM, I don't know where you are.
You see, SBM are getting their money's worth completely, absolutely.
yeah, SBM all the way.
No, but it's nice to have, you know, employers who are so sort of future thinking.
Yes.
They're able to support what their employees want to do and, you know, encourage them along the way.
Yeah.
What would you say about, you know, within the corporate structure and when it comes to women against women? Like, now you will get a lot of, you know, eyeballs on you because of what you're doing. Do you think there'll be a lot of friction when it comes to other women, especially in the corporate world, who you deal with?
Women, we are special. Of course, there's a lot of, I don't know, maybe when we were beginning, I talked of how women, we need to fix each other's crowns. So how I deal with that is I don't go near negativity. So I sense negativity, I run. So I just stick with people who are positive and, you know, they're moving. And that's how we move, because if you stick with those negative people, you tend to be toxic over time. You don't know when you're turning into a toxic person. So in the corporate world, women are very special. Others step on others just so that they go up. You know, others use very funny ways to get up there. But personally, I believe it's just who you are, your drive. You know, you just need to be intentional about everything you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you wake up and go to work, you have to be very intentional about what you're doing today and how it counts to what you want to be tomorrow.
So when you say I can feel negativity or I sense it, how?
Yeah. You see, like someone, I know I was discussing this with my colleague, Grace Bahati, I really love you.
Hi, Grace.
I love you. I told her, let's say for instance, like now, I'm transitioning to a different department. So when I told her, she told me, congratulations, I'm very happy for you, babe. So I told her, I don't like these people who say good for you. Good for you is not a I pick it with a pinch of salt.
It's called toxic positivity, is it?
Thank you. So you give me such a statement, I'll be like, I'll never tell you anything again. Yes.
Wow.
So you can pick personalities from some things we say, or they wouldn't have gotten anyone else. It's just you.
Wow.
Hey, I think your boss likes you more than the rest. You know, like you can pick jealousy, you can pick hate, you can pick those toxic traits. Yeah, so I sense that I don't stick with negative people.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and I really pray to God every day that I uplift someone's spirit. Let me not be a reason why someone goes to bed mad or sad.
What made you get to that point where you can be praying to God for that ability?
Because when someone asks me, why don't you have a baby yet? That really, it really makes me feel like,
sad.
Really, you don't know what I'm going through. First ask me, how are you doing? Don't just go straight to, why don't you have a baby? You know, this is something I've been praying for a long time. So if you ask me that, then I just feel like you don't care about how I feel. So I tend to really care about how other people feel. So yeah, I'm really keen on really making people feel good about themselves. If you look nice, I'll tell you look nice. Not
but those shoes.
Those shoes. I don't like shoes from backyard. They get torn quickly. To do what? Those people we don't want.
Get out of
our lives.
Out of here. So when we talk about, let's go back to having a baby.
Yeah.
Do you have faith that you will be blessed with a baby?
I do. Someday. I mean, Hannah got, Sarah got in the Bible. So when God doesn't change, He is who He was yesterday, today, and forever. So if He chooses not to, then it's fine. I will still sing of His goodness, yes. Because I believe me and my husband are a family already. So if He wants to give me a child, so be it.
Does a child have to be biologically yours?
Well, no. But I haven't really gotten to that point that I would have the courage to adopt, because I don't want to answer those questions. Or maybe unless I get mine, then I can adapt.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That makes sense as well for you, I guess. Yeah.
I'm being honest. Like, I don't know how I would answer that, because already answering this is very hard. So now asking, hey, now everybody will be pointing fingers. No, those ones, they can't.
You know,
Yeah.
if there's one thing that I will tell you is, please don't care about what people think or say.
Yeah, sure.
Because they will talk irrespective. Whether you have 10 babies, none babies,
For sure.
fur babies, they will. So that's just a little bit of my wisdom that I'm sharing with you.
Yeah.
But keep doing what you're doing, Liz. It's amazing that you're able to sort of, you know, especially in this time where we're going through pandemic.
Curfew.
Yeah, that you're able to reinvent yourself, you're able to find something that you feel. I mean, I've watched your music videos. You are a very different person in your music videos than who's sitting before me. You look like this confident, very like, what's the word? You know, there is a light shining on you.
Thank you.
And it's beautiful to see. So, you know, well done to you for finding the courage to be able to follow your heart. Let's just before I let you go, I want to talk a little bit about that courage. And I know you're going to say it's God, but what, you know, when you have to put in that money for your first music video, or you have to put in that money for studio time, what do you say to yourself? What are you saying? Okay, it's a risk. I may lose however X amount.
Yeah.
Do you say that to yourself, or do you say it will be amazing, and I will get this money back tenfold?
Yeah. What I say is, this has been my drive. I wake up every day and I say, no one will ever tell you, good job, Liz. So you have to tell yourself, you pat yourself in the back and say, Liz, you're doing a good job. So for me, what drives me is passion. So I wake up in the morning, I woke up one morning, I was like, music is my passion. So why not as well share it with the world? Because you never know who's listening to you, who's looking up to you, who needs you. So yeah, that's what I tell myself in the morning. You cannot give up.
So you never know who's listening right now.
You never know.
Can we ask you to sing a verse?
Okay, so which song? My first song, second or third, or any?
Any. I like them all.
Yeah.
So you choose.
Okay.
Whatever you feel like is appropriate for this show.
For this show. So I'll sing my very first song, because that was my testimony. That was my first starting point. So
Okay, sure.
I'll sing the chorus because that's what really speaks to me. So that's Unanipenda.
Okay.
So it goes like, oh, nanipenda. Oh, nanipenda. Oh, nanipenda. Oh, nanipenda.
Just that? Yay! But you see, there is a different look that sort of something happens to you.
When it's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Liz. Keep
Right.
on shining that light. Keep on having faith,
Yeah.
even to the non-believers, even to the society who says never or when. Just keep showing them how it is, what it's like to live in faith.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Liz and I would love to hear from you. Would love to know what your thoughts are on what society thinks. Should Liz care? I would love to know if you are following Liz on her YouTube channel, which she'll tell you about just now, if you're listening to her gospel music. Liz, tell us about your YouTube channel and where we can follow you.
You can follow me on all social media platforms. On YouTube is Liz Kamika, Facebook Liz Kamika, Instagram Liz Kamika, Twitter Liz Kamika. I think that's
In case you didn't
basically
miss it, it's Liz Kamika.
everything Liz Kamika.
Tell me something just
Yeah.
before we wrap up. I do often ask my guests, what is the one thing we need to unlearn? From your experiences, what do you think people should unlearn?
I think you should be a very original self. Don't conform into what everybody thinks you should be like. Yeah, when you wake up, strive to be original. An original you, an original Pinky, an original Liz, an original Wangare. Be original.
Be original. Love it. So remember, on the show, we teach you to learn to unlearn. Make sure you're brave enough to do just that. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again real soon.